creating wealth, freedom, and security using real estate investing. This is Get Real Wealthy.
You're watching Get Real Wealthy. On this episode, we're going to be talking about 4 purchasing challenges of multifamily property. So when you buy distressed multifamily assets, there is a benefit that comes with repositioning that asset, meaning you're buying a property based on the net operating income and the current cap rate. And that means that you're buying a property because there is value that you can create by increasing rents, by increasing the quality of the building, and therefore increasing the value of the building, because the value of the building is based on the net operating income. So what is a way for you to be able to watch out for these challenges that come up? Well, when you buy a building, oftentimes you'll find that there are unexpected arrears that happen when it comes to residential property. All of a sudden, you can find out that this person and this person haven't been paying. You might find that there's a box at the front of the apartment building where people are dumping cash, especially mom and pop owners. I found that's seriously, it happens. And they're not really claiming some of that cash. I don't want to, I don't want to get into it, but that happens from time to time. So how do you mitigate that risk? Because that's the key to this. You want to have a good reserve fund. So when you're buying a property, you want to have enough funds in the bank to cover at least 3 months of all your expenses, if not more, for an apartment building. So in an apartment building, it may be maybe 6 months of expenses. And that way you're able to cover all of these things that kind of come up that are unexpected. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2 is expect tenant troubles. You are going to take time, and it may not be you, it may be your property management company, it may be a third-party property manager that you've hired, but it's going to take time to get to know the building, understand the different tenants that are in there, and the type of issues that come up. So you may have smoking, you may have drug use, you may have dogs, you may have things that kind of come up when you are taking over a building, and your property manager or you are going to have to learn how to deal with that. So you want to talk to other tenants, you want to talk to neighbors, you want to talk to different people, just so that you understand what you're dealing with when you buy a building. Number 3 is dig deep into the mechanicals of the building and the roof system and structures. So when I talk about structures, I'm talking about looking at the base of the building to see any large cracks or things like that in the foundation. When I talk about mechanical, I'm talking about boiler systems or HVAC systems of any kind. What are the age of them? What's the condition of them? If they're 20 years old, you're probably going to have to replace it soon. Okay, so some things to keep in mind. Roof systems can be very expensive, especially if it's a flat roof system. Replacing that flat roof system can cost you quite a bit, and maintaining it is sometimes very challenging. So that's something that you want to watch out for. Sometimes we've taken a flat roof and we've actually put another roof on top of it just to make it easier for us to maintain that product, and going through the full process of doing that. Number 4 thing to watch out for is keys. There are keys for everything. Sometimes you'll find that you get to a building and you may have gotten the keys for the units, but you haven't got keys for the washing machine, the dryer, the elevator, the electrical room. The electrical panels sometimes have locks on them. And so all of those things you will need to have keys for. So when you're going through your building condition report, one of the things I want you to keep in mind in your head is actually what keys are where. Okay? Elevators have keys. Right? So all of those things you're going to need, and those are things that sometimes can be very challenging, especially if you don't get them. Imagine you need an elevator key and you don't actually have it. That could be a real issue. How do you replace a key? How do you get another key? All these things can take time, and especially if you run into a situation, you don't want to be searching for that key and not having it. All right? couple of challenges, 4 challenges on dealing with purchasing multifamily properties or just acquiring multifamily properties, things to think about. I'll see you on the next episode of Get Real Wealthy. If you're interested in what I'm doing in multifamily, take a look at quentindesouza.com, or if you're interested in learning more about learning about how to invest in real estate on your own, check out educationrei.ca. All right, we'll see you on another episode of Get Real Wealthy.
Make sure to check out getrealwealthy.com.
Until next time, I'm Quentin D'Souza. Get out there and take action.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are provided for information purposes only and should not be construed as an offer to buy or sell any securities or to make or consider any investment or course of action. For more information, go to getrealwealthy.com.